Holyoke, Massachusetts, doing a full street tour now of Chestnut Street. And Chestnut Street starts at the old Elmwood Park of Holyoke, which is now gone. It's been replaced by like 5 different other parks. And you can see this park to our right is called Shard Park now. And this was the end of Elmwood Park in the eastern section, but it's still a park. And Chestnut Street is our left turn here. And we're going to go all the way down and talk about all the features of Chestnut Street, which are very, very, very many. In this first part, you see all buildings from 30 years ago that make up the Jackson Street Parkway in the past, but now have been replaced with these modern-looking buildings on all the left-hand side. On our right-hand side, you see the Sacred Heart Auditorium, and then you see the back of the Sacred Heart Church, which includes the Sacred Heart Chapel inside of there. It took out a demolition permit about 4 months ago. The Catholic Diocese of Springfield wants to take down the church part and the rectory part, and we're seeing the auditorium, which they did not want to take down. On the rest of the street is tenement houses. Now, Sacred Heart Church was built in 1876. It included a school and convent, which are not there anymore. They would have been at the first corner as we passed. And the street also included two schools, and they were with the same name, North Chestnut Street and South Chestnut Street schools. And you can see where the South Chestnut Street School is off to your left-hand side. It's now replaced by Chestnut Street Park, which is a very large park, and then tenant houses on the right-hand side. On our sharp left is the former Perpetual Help Church location. It's an empty lot now. It burned down about 25 years ago in a spectacular fire inside the almost lost convent, school, rectory, and church. On the right-hand side is a Lawrence School, built about 100 years ago. It's very solid church school. It's a public school for young people. Middle school is being built in Holyoke now, and it will take away some of the pressure of the students being here. And this will turn into a fully elementary school. And so you can see there's a lot of gorgeous things on this street in the past. Okay, on our left-hand side right here is the Presbyterian Church. It's now been changed into an evangelical church, but it's gorgeous. It's in the Richardsonian Romanesque style. He didn't do it because he died 2 years before this. This is made in 1886, but it's a gorgeous church, of course. And you can see a little bit up the Masonic Temple, which is the home of the former 4 Masonic guilds of Holyoke. Only 1 or 2 of them still exist, but it's still an active Masonic temple. It's also now presently the home of the Holyoke Preservation Trust. And on the right-hand side, in the same block, you see the library, its park, and its back, which is now the front because they've changed it over to a modern-looking building, but it's still the 1902 building inside here too. so I hope you get to visit that. And around there's a beautiful park with a lot of nice trees around it. They both have separate tours made by the history room of Holyoke Library. And so there's separate tours inside, outside, and a tree tour. Okay, now we see the modern Wayfinder building here. This was in place of a building that burned down, but the Randolph and the Carlson are attached to it, and they did a great job of rehabbing the entire building. It's very expensive, and now it's a place for low-income housing. And there used to be 3 wooden buildings in a row on the right-hand side. One of them the home of the Self Doctors. Now, when I do this tour, I start from north, walk south in the reverse direction of the one way. But of course, in the car, you got to do it south to north. Okay, and what we're going to do now is look at his beautiful home on the left-hand side of the street. That's James Newton's home. I did a house through time presentation on this house in the year 2023. It has a beautiful carriage house and then a dining room in between. The original house had them separate, but it's only had 3 owners through the years. James Newton and his family were here from the 1860s to 1910. From that point, it was owned for 9 years by the Holyoke Club, and then after that, it's been owned by this present tenant, which is the Holyoke Day Nursery, which started its roots in the St. Jerome's Church, but broke away from them, and it's now a separate entity. It has existed for 108 years. Spectacular. All right, now to our right-hand side is the Victory Theater. It's on the northeast corner of Suffolk and Chestnut, and they want to rehab that to make it back to being a full grand theater. It would take a lot of money, but if they do that, it'll be incredible. Now, in each of these corners, you had gorgeous homes, and they're replaced by institutions. We had the Knights of Columbus here. We had, at one time, the Holyoke Savings Bank, replaced now by Holyoke Gas and Electric. They moved here only from 100 yards away. They moved right into this location. You can see off to your left here, the side of the Holyoke Post Office, made in 1935 in Art Deco style. It's a very large post office because they thought that Holyoke was going to grow to a size of 100,000 people. They wanted to be ready for that. Okay, at this stop you get to see many tours that I do, including the Veterans Park tour that's off to the right, which has a Statue of Columbia inside of it, which honors the war deaths from Holyoke that occurred during the course of the Civil War of the United States. And Veterans Park itself is gorgeous. It now houses memorials to the many wars the United States fought in, including World War II, Veterans Korean War, and the Vietnam War. Now, off to the left, you start to see the campus of St. Jerome's Church, which includes this Notre Dame School to our sharp left. It includes the St. Jerome's Church at the next corner, and the rectory, which is gorgeous in the Second Empire style, made in the year 1880. It's a gorgeous rectory. Used to house 6 priests. Now there's only 1 priest there. but the whole area is incredibly gorgeous. It's on the National Register of Historic Places. It has a full district of 2 full blocks and 2 half blocks. So this, I do a St. Jerome tour, and I do a Veterans Park tour, and I do a tour that goes from here to High Street to see the influence. Okay, we're crossing now Hamden Street. And we're going to go in front of a gravestone. This is the only burial outside the cemetery in Holyoke. This is the burial site of Jeremiah O'Callahan, who was the first pastor and the founder of the St. Jerome's Church. And he wanted to be buried in the crypt in the basement of the church, but the best parishioners could do was bury him alongside the St. Jerome's Church. There used to be 3 priests buried outside their church in Holyoke, and 2 of them, when the churches were taken down, were moved into cemeteries, but he's still here. Now this church is in great shape. It was partially rebuilt, but it still looks like the original church. And to our sharp right, of course, is the rectory. Now, you'll see a school there has been refurbished to homes, and it used to be there the first location of any multi-room public school in Holyoke, built in 1850. It was called the William Wyman School. That was taken down in 1910 and put up was the Chestnut Street School. And then when a second Chestnut Street School was built in the south, that became South Chestnut Street. This was North Chestnut Street School. And then it became a part of Holyoke Catholic High School. And so it has had many changes along the way. Now, up further, you get to see 1 or 2 tenement houses. The first one, though, is really a shaker house that was converted into a residential location. So the Shakers had a place inside of Holyoke. Okay, now we have 1 more block left. And it used to be true up to about 1969 that you could drive on Chestnut Street right into Pulaski Park. You can see where it looked like it had. It looked like it had a street. There's a reason for it. There used to be a street there. And that head right into the middle of Pulaski Park. It would have ended right where the memorial for that park is. It was taken out, and along the way in the 70s, replaced by condominiums like you see here, and also by this social center of the Mother Rosa Church. It used to be, this was the section where Mother Rosa campus was. The church was taken down about 4 years ago, and now, so there's less activity in this area, but it was used to be very, very busy around here. So thank you very much for coming on the Chestnut Street tour.